Hey everyone. Turk and I wanted to express something that's been on our minds for a few weeks now, and it has necessitated a change to our podcast posting and our YouTube channel. Now, we're all about having fun, being funny, or at the very least trying to be funny and entertaining people, and that's what made us start Our Moms Think We're Funny in the first place. We're very over the top and very, very often insensitive with our humor, and we do all that with the intent of making people laugh. We've talked about it on the podcast very often. Turk and I are driven by a desire to amuse and entertain people, and at the end of the day, that's why we create, is that we just want to make people's days a little bit better. And all of that kind of led into our recording the episodes where we do Let's Watches, where we watch films and commentate over them, basically. And from the start, we have always maintained that at its core, Our Moms Think We're Funny is something that we do because we enjoy it. While we do want our listener base to grow, we would still do this if we only had one person listening. And I mean, for a long time, that's pretty much where we were at, is that we only had one consistent listener. But, we intended on continuing to do this as long as we were both still having fun. So, anyway, all that to say, anybody who's listened to us for any length of time knows that we post the show on multiple various podcast platforms as well as on YouTube. That's where the trouble begins. We've been able to just post the podcast without issue for a pretty long time on YouTube. However, YouTube has the copyright strike process, which innumerable larger YouTubers than us have complained about and talked about. So, due to YouTube's copyright strike process and just our own experiences with it, we've decided to stop posting the Let's Watches to YouTube. Now, the reasons for this are several, and it's taken both Turk and I weeks to calm down enough to the point of talking openly about it, because we have both been pretty openly angry about it, I think. Now, we don't want to get into all of the reasons, some of which are just based all around kind of what we wanted to get out of those episodes, but we do want to address the main reasons. So for anyone that's checked out the YouTube versions of our Let's Watch, you can see in the episode description and all that, as well as in like the titles and things like that, we've been very, very explicit about what these recordings are. We've never used them as clickbait, we've never tried to trick anybody into watching them, and we have never, in our opinion, we have never conveyed the mindset that you're going into this to watch the movie. We have tried to make it abundantly clear from the word go. All you're hearing is our reaction and commentary on that movie. The description of every episode states that. It says this isn't the movie, it's just our audio commentary. Pretty much the only thing we put within the video version of these Let's Watch episodes is that we use various movie posters and stills from the movie, but it's just our audio commentary. Never once have we shown any video of that movie or any other movie in our episodes. Now, there have been times, due to our recording setup and our recording method, that there have been sections of audio recording, but that's largely due to the fact that this is a learning process for us. We are still amateurs, and we don't quite have that super professional setup yet, but we're getting there. And now that we've pinpointed the issue with that, we've also corrected it. You're not going to be hearing that anymore in the future. Anyway, of the 7 Let's Watch episodes that we've posted on YouTube, we have received copyright strikes on 2 of them. Now, we were hit with these strikes before the video was even posted. We'd only had them scheduled to post for the next day. And it wasn't done by a person or a company, it was done by YouTube itself. This was part of their algorithm. And based on their algorithm, they filed a strike on behalf of these other parties. Now, once again, this was before the episode had even posted. It wasn't viewable by anyone. to kind of go into this a little bit further, our first strike was over 14 seconds of silence. When we were presented with the strike, we were told of the section of audio in question. They gave us the timestamp. The reason given was that we used music without permission, and this wasn't even one of the episodes that was picking up audio from the film. This was actually 14 seconds of silence. So, I mean, make of that what you will. Now, what makes matters worse is that to dispute the strike, we have to appeal to the person or company that claims the strike and prove to them that there was no misuse, but the strike wasn't filed by them. The strike was filed by YouTube, who just assumed based off of the algorithm that we had committed a violation. So we're essentially appealing to the algorithm, and it's essentially reaching out to someone or something that has no idea or care about what we're talking about. The second situation enraged us more, and this is basically what pushed both of us over the edge simultaneously to make an instant and unanimous decision to stop posting the Let's Watch episodes on YouTube. Now, in this case, it was the name of the movie alone that caused the strike. So, again, anybody who's seen these Let's Watches knows what we're doing. Movie posters, movie stills, all grabbed from the internet, no video of the movie at all. So, we got the copyright strike before the video was ever posted, and that was strictly based off of what was in the title. So what it comes down to at the end of the day here is that we're trying to fight an algorithm. YouTube has this automated algorithm. This is just essentially there to serve a company that refuses to take any responsibility for its actions or examine cases or pleas. We don't have someone here examining the videos to be posted to see if there really is a violation. So we're not getting any results out of trying to dispute these strikes, and there's no point in continuing to fight a losing battle with YouTube. They are the ones who are claiming that we've done wrong. There's really nowhere else that we can appeal. So, I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube themselves has no knowledge of what's being claimed, and really we see no reason to think that they care about what's being claimed here. So YouTube takes a very hands-off stance. They refuse to get involved while being the party involved, and this is really just based off of our personal experience. We are small-time YouTubers. We're still sub 50 subscribers at the time of this recording. So it seems like they're not really too concerned about making sure that their algorithm is functioning right or making sure that a false claim has been struck. But they're the ones who caused it in this case. So that's where this hands-off stance and this refusal to get involved is a huge problem for us. So they're instigating this situation, but they're not being accountable for the problems that it's caused. So you guys, the listeners, are just as aware as we are that there are numerous movies and television shows and clips and footage out there that have been posted to YouTube that are still out there with no one calling foul, no one saying anything. I can cite several big-time quote-unquote YouTubers who are posting entire episodes of anime just with the opacity lowered, and it's their reaction videos. And I mean, you can see entire episodes of anime or even movies where people are doing this. And I mean, these people are posting their videos regularly. They're monetizing and making money off of these videos regularly. Without strike, we see a very big problem with this. And not to sound like a petty bitch in this particular situation, I know very often I do during the podcast episodes, but I mean, I've seen entire videos like this where they're not trying to make jokes or add anything to it or do anything transformative as Turk and I are doing. These people are just reacting, which is usually to make an exclamation or go, oh, or something whenever something happens on screen. That's it. But we see these channels continue to post to this day without receiving a strike. Now, we could speculate on why they're allowed to do this. We could speculate on why we're being falsely accused. but we won't. What matters here is that YouTube did wrong in this situation. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and we're really not in a position to fight that. So at the end of the day, it just wasn't worth the fight for us. We can't fight back against an unseen foe, especially one that refuses to engage us or acknowledge that there is a problem with their algorithm, or even respond to our dispute of the claims. So Korova Entertainment is a small channel. We don't make money from it. We receive no ad dollars on YouTube. We're not even really in a position to monetize it yet. So, in essence, YouTube really doesn't care whether our channel exists at all. I mean, that's really all that it comes down to. And in the end, our stance doesn't mean anything to anybody except us. We are the two guys who, from the beginning of this, from when we kicked off with doing the Let's Plays and all that good stuff, and when we just started this off as just two guys doing this because we're having fun, and we will continue to do it as long as we're having fun. And what really matters is that we are still having fun. We just don't intend on sharing that fun with YouTube any longer. Now, that said, if you guys do like the Let's Watches, then you can always check it out through the other venues. You can always listen to us on Anchor or Apple Podcasts, or pretty much anywhere that you get your podcasts. We're still going to be posting through that venue, and so it's not going away. It's just not worth fighting this artificial intelligence mogul. So, if you really do love our Let's Watches, they're still out there. I know it's not the most convenient thing in the world, but they are still out there. But yeah, we just wanted to reach out and let you guys know that's pretty much what's happening as far as that goes. We can't afford to keep fighting with the algorithm and dealing with these automated copyright strikes. So anyway, but yeah, that's all I got for right now. Just remember to stay safe, stay healthy, stand by your principles, always fight for what's right. Tark and I love you guys, so take care. Thanks.